Sportsline Trivia. Bob Tattern here, and along with Mike Pavlik, as we join you tonight for another edition of Sportsline Trivia. We'll talk sports. The Buccos right now with the third best record in all of Major League Baseball. Halfway through the year, we of course have the couple of series, San Diego and St. Louis, before the All-Star break, which is coming up next Tuesday. So the Pirates losing Josh Harrison for at least 6 weeks. That's another problem.
Starling Marte, I think,
I
don't think we'll see him this week, just from what I was reading.
To play it safe.
Right. Little oblique thing working there. He's had that before and was disabled with it. So I don't know. They've kind of made it through the first half of the season pretty much unscathed injury-wise, and now they get dumped on here before the break. And they have those 4 games with the Cardinals coming up at the end of the week, and I know they would have liked to have had a healthier team for that. But I think they just need to be patient here and not panic too much early on, and I don't think they will. It's not the way Neil Huntington operates.
So for the first game against San Diego Monday night, it's Burnett. Tuesday night, Liriano, and then Wednesday night, it will be Charlie Morton. And then on the next game, which would be with the Cardinals, we'll start with Locke, and then after that, we'll fill in the pieces as we go.
How about Locke's game on the 4th of July?
Oh my gosh.
That thing almost finished up in less than 2 hours.
It was 2. I clocked it myself. It was like 2:09, 2:10.
I was accused of being antisocial because I was watching the game, and
who could walk away from?
It was me and two other guys were in our friend's living room there, and we watched it till it was completed, and then it was about a little bit after 6 we went outside and rejoined the festivities, so everything was fine.
2 hours. It's very seldom that you get a game that goes less than 2 hours and 15 minutes, period.
As Joe Garagiola used to say, they were pitching like they were double parked.
Anyway, folks, our phone number, if you want to get a hold of us here tonight, is 724-236-0430. And if you call, we'll get you on the line. We can share some thoughts about anything in sports, including the American girls. Can I call them girls?
Ladies.
Do I have to say ladies,
women.
Female?
It was good. It was great,
The soccer team made us proud again to be an American.
That was quite the blowout there at the beginning. All those goals. There was a game last year in the men's tournament, and it was the host team, Brazil, and they were playing Germany. And Germany went out and just completely bombarded them early on. And
it's hard to catch up in soccer.
It's nearly impossible, right?
Because what the team that's ahead will just keep kicking it downfield and not caring that much about scoring, just delay the game for the offense to come back into your zone again.
Hopefully Phil Kessel can score like Carly Lloyd.
Yeah, the Penguins made some moves too.
We'll talk about that later. We'll get to that. I'll get your opinion on that too. I'm
okay.
Interested.
All right, folks, rules and regulations on winning a prize, and that is your option. You can win a prize every other week per your household address. If you don't want to participate in the trivia, that's fine too. You can either win the Grand Salami or the Mystery Profile once in a calendar month. Also, you can only try the Mystery Profile once in a calendar month. Multiple choice questions, you get 15 seconds with which to come up with a correct answer. The Grand Salami at 20. And the Mystery Profile clue by clue. First-time callers will win more than one prize with a correct answer. And if you want to get the answers, you can go to my website, doubledribblebob.com, and click on the current trivia and fan facts, by the way. Fan facts also have information as to what we ask here in the program. And my radio show will continue. My contract runs out at the end of July, so we're going to be...
Oh, you sound like Kornheiser. We're coming right down to the wire here.
Yeah, so anyway, we hope to re-sign WAVL Saturday mornings at 10. They're 9:10 on the AM dial. So, Mike, what do you say we take a break?
Why don't we do that? We have callers waiting.
Yep. So, a couple of callers on the line with more coming in. Folks, we'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
Breakaway Bar and Grill satisfies hungry appetites with their great menu selections. Join your friends at the Breakaway and enjoy a variety of tasty sandwiches, great salads and sides, pizza, calzones, and select tasty items from their kids' menu. Fountain beverages, coffee, tea, your favorite beers, and mixed drinks are available. The Breakaway Bar and Grill across the parking lot from the New Kensington Lower Borough Ice Rink. This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go. Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
Enjoy 16-ounce Bud Light drafts for only $2 1/4, or the 23-ounce Bud drafts for only $3. All during the Pirate games at the Breakaway at Craigdale Road, across from the parking lot of the New Kensington Lower Borough Ice Rink. Give it a shot. Okay, we're back. Tony's on the line to lead off things tonight, and let's say good evening to Tony. Welcome to the program. I think he's there. Tony?
How are we doing?
We're doing good. Can you hear us well?
Yes, I can hear you well. I haven't heard Mike yet.
I'm here.
Okay, I hear him. They made a movie one time, The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight, if you remember that movie. Well, they could make one here of the team that couldn't slide at all. Josh Harrison slides over his own hands, and now he's going to be out for 15 days or more.
Can we blame the grounds crew on this?
That's what I'm doing.
Well, I don't know. I seen a guy from, who was that? Oh, it was the Braves or Detroit, slid in the second, and his hands got caught, and he went in face first into the bag and split his nose open. You remember that one?
Remember, that was the Braves.
And then
and that was here,
Polanco,
right?
Or was it Polanco did the El Flippo?
It was Marte.
No, that was Marte that did the El Flippo, right?
Yeah, I think what we need to do is separate the Polanco ones out, because Polanco's sliding feet first, and his problem is sliding too late, and that's his problem. That has nothing to do with the field conditions. But
Probably so. He don't know how to slide, let's put it that way.
Right, exactly. But we've come up with 3 different guys. Whoever that was from Atlanta, and I forgot who it was, but I'd forgotten about that one, so you brought that up right now. Marte, who just came to a stop and flipped over and went down, and now Harrison. And having never, ever seen that happen before in over 40 years of watching baseball. And so, Friday night, I was there early enough to watch them taking care of the field. We watched a little batting practice and watch them take care of the field. Tony, by the time they're finished watering down the area in front of home plate, it's underwater. It's puddles. I'm not kidding you. I said, don't they know it's going to rain later? And they water it down, and you know that the only reason that can be is orders from on high. Look, our infielders have no range. We got to make this as slow as we possibly can. And that has to be what it is. Now, here's the thing that kills me. Joe Starkey was in the same boat that we are talking about this, and they asked, Dan Zangrilli was on after he had been in the scrum with Hurdle before the game. And Starkey's first question was, well, the first question should have been, was there any question about the ground crew and what they're doing to the field? And his answer was, no, nobody got to that. Could you imagine those reporters not thinking of that to ask that question? Irritates me beyond belief. Those guys are making that field unplayable by how much they're watering it, and you can't even slide. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got that out of your system.
I did. Thanks, Tony.
I didn't want you to take that home with you.
No.
And, see, it's just perfect now. You know, well, San Diego's coming in, right, first?
Right.
And then we got St. Louis. And if the Pirates lose 4 games to them, you might as well wrap up the season.
Well, if they lose 4 games to them, it really doesn't matter.
Well,
See,
they're going to be 10 out.
So they're not going to finish. They're not going to pass them.
No, I know that. I mean, you know, they couldn't catch him with 6. We got the 4, then we did El Fodo.
One series, the one that takes place in October. It's the only one that
Now,
matters.
surprisingly, Marte isn't out of the lineup today.
No, he's not playing. You won't see him this week.
No, I mean, it said on TV. You said Harrison's the only one out of the lineup.
No,
Marte isn't. Now, I don't know what he meant by that.
Yeah, Marte's not playing.
Okay.
Marte's not playing, and by the sounds of it, they haven't put him on the DL yet. But you don't have to, because, you know, their question's going to be, you know, are they going to be willing to go 1 player short for this week if he's able to come back next Friday? And then the next question would be, do you want to do that, or would you just rather give him a few extra days on the back end? Because with the All-Star break coming up, you don't miss as many games if you get put on the disabled list now.
Right.
If you're only going to be the 2 weeks. So,
but you know what? We got that wonderful bench. All that stuff on that bench. We don't have to worry.
Yeah, we have Travis Ishikawa back.
Yeah, I've seen that. Well, hey,
last year.
Well, do you
whatever,
want to bring back,
you know.
Do you want to bring back, what's his name?
Your boy, Tabata. Should we bring him back?
Yeah, Tabata.
He'll be back probably.
You know what? And I'm not even against it, Tony. I'm really not. But at least, unlike Gorky Hernandez,
Puts wood in the ball.
he knows you have to touch second base. At least I think.
Yeah, at least he knows that, I think.
At least I think he does.
Yeah, this is you know, that play there just, you know, just tells you the whole thing about what kind of ball players we have in the minor leagues or
Amazing.
on the bench or whatever. It's just it's unbelievable. Number one, okay, you have a guy at third base, which is getting paid decent money. Mm-hmm. He's not there just to look pretty. If you run at second and you don't think you thought the guy caught the ball, well, look at the little guy at third base. He's going to tell you go back or come on.
I don't understand why they don't. You know, and you don't need to look down to know where second base is to touch it. If you pretty much are able to, you know, before you get to second base, you look up and catch and look for him. It's not hard. We were taught that when we were 8.
Well, you know, luckily he touched it the first time. You know, he could have missed it both ways. But
how about this? This is the only guy in the history of baseball that touched second base twice and he was still out.
Missed it the third time.
He missed it the third time. The time he needed to touch it again after the thing that blew me away was he actually had the presence of mind to touch it on the way back. That's where most guys get caught. He actually did touch it on the way back to first before he ran into Josh Harrison, who said, by the way,
yeah, well, I guess he panicked when he seen that load coming down at him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like, by the way, you're supposed to go that way. Harrison's thinking, my God, I should be on third base and we should have a run in, and this guy's coming here to meet me. We're going to dance. What's going on?
I mean, what would it, in his mind, after he past second base, thought, well, maybe he caught it. I just don't understand. You know, you committed right there. I said, look at third. You'll see that little guy, and he's jumping up and down and screaming at you, or he'll be waving you on.
Yeah. I mean,
that's all. That's all. It's simple. You know, it's like you said, it's simple. I don't know. This team is I don't know how they have the second best record in all of baseball.
Let me correct you, Tony.
They're where they're at. Well, because I guess the pitching is holding them in there.
By the way, it's the third best.
Oh.
No, it isn't. I told you, whatchamacall had. I told you that this morning that they have a couple more losses than.
Well, but percentage-wise, Pittsburgh is 580.
Oh, yeah, are they?
Yeah. Who did we say was Kansas City?
Kansas City
is 583 or something like that.
Okay, well, they were second at one time.
Yeah.
But still,
so whatever.
It's the pitching. The pressure's going to go more on the pitching now. You're going to take. I really think you're going to be missing 2 of your starting players here for at least the next 2 weeks. That's going to be difficult.
Yeah, that's going to, it's going to hurt.
And they're decent
no matter what. We can't afford to lose anybody, position players.
Well, especially the way Polanco's hitting. My goodness. They were giving some stats about him that he is basically the worst out of the 10 right fielders that have enough at bats to qualify. That except for only one offensive category, Polanco is 10th out of 10 in every offensive category. He's the worst right fielder in the National League by far.
Well, number one, his swing is way too long. He's got that big looping swing. That's one. He's got to cut that down. Number two, he tries to pull everything. I don't care if the ball's a foot outside or 10 feet out. He's swinging at it, and he's trying to pull everything. You know, he's dead meat. He's dead meat. I would never, ever come inside to him unless you roll him on the ground. Then he'll swing at that.
I would never throw him an off-speed pitch because you just speed up his bat. I'd throw him all fastballs constantly.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I mean, this was supposed to be our phenom. I mean, like Alvarez. You know, they were supposed to be everything, all world.
You know,
And then Alvarez yesterday, he decided to take an outside pitch and go up to the opposite field. Isn't that amazing?
He killed that thing.
You know, I looked in the rule book. There's no rule said you can't hit 60 home runs to left field if you're a left-hand batter.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I looked all over. I can't find it anywhere.
Dale Murphy won 2 MVPs hitting home runs the opposite field.
That's right. They're gonna pitch you out there. You go that way. You know, but no. We got to step in the buck and try to pull everything. And then that Rodriguez at first base. I know you got to remember this because everybody I talked to, he swung at a pitch was 6 foot outside. And Bob remembered that when I was talking to him.
It was about
earlier.
100 miles an hour too.
I'll tell you what, he's got a big old looping swing too for not
Oh
a big
yeah,
guy.
for that little guy. You know. But hey, that's what we got. That's what we're
Tony,
dealt.
the thing that we've always...
and that's what they're going to go with now. Cole. Okay. Don't like how he pitches. Now, don't get me wrong. Got 12 innings. Nothing to do with that. He goes too deep in the count. Batter after batter after batter.
Well, he's
3-0, 3-1, 3-2. You know, even if he gets him out.
He's
all
gotten
right?
better at it. If you take today as opposed to a year ago, he's gotten light years better at what you're talking about, putting guys away and not, you know, because when he first came up, it was foul ball after foul ball after foul ball after 2 strikes, and that's what really killed him. But he's gotten better at it because of better job using his off-speed pitches and getting better at them. He you know, if he really had a put away off-speed pitch, that'd be one thing. He basically almost has to strike you out throwing it past you. Burnett strikes you out throwing a curveball in the dirt, and that's
Right.
why he's been able to do this till he's
Well,
38 years old.
When he gets hit, he's high with his pitches, just like yesterday. He was high with his pitches. I don't care how hard you throw the ball.
But boy, once
You throw high fastballs in, like in their zone. Good fastball hitters will hit them.
Once
That's
he
what
got
they did
rolling,
yesterday. But then when he started bringing it down, then they couldn't smell him.
Yeah.
But I heard 3 pitchers talk on this: Don Drysdale, Sandy Koufax, and Bob Gibson, about waste pitches. You know how you get 2 strikes on a batter, you're going to waste a pitch. All 3 said there ain't no way they're wasting a pitch. They only have so many throws in their arms. All right, they get 2 strikes here, and they're going right at you.
It's funny. I didn't watch much of that game last night, but I did catch a portion of it. And Kurt
Well, he
Schilling-
went a lot 3-2 on 3-1, 3-2, 3-0 on batters.
Right, I was talking,
before he got them all. Before he got them out. That's what I'm saying.
I was talking about the ESPN game at night, and Kurt Schilling mentioned the same thing about how there was a pitch thrown on an 0-2 pitch that was a mile. It was a mile outside, and
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was. I think it was Vogelsong. It was Vogelsong was pitching for the Giants before he got thrown out.
Yeah.
And Schilling said that pitch, because now that was truly a waste pitch, because there was no chance that the batter was going to swing at it. It didn't set anything else that was coming.
Right.
All that
right.
pitch
He
does
was
is drive
hoping
up
he
your
would
pitch
swing
count.
at it.
Yeah.
But like I said, those 3 guys, and those about 3 greatest pitchers ever pitched, they're right up in there, said there ain't no way they waste pitches. They said, I think it was Gibson said, hey, I only got so many throws in this arm.
That's right.
And I'm not wasting them.
That's what Yogi always said about batting practices. He didn't want to hit too many because there's only so many hits in that bat.
Tony, we got to get the trivia.
Hey, how about the girls' soccer team yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that enjoyable?
I enjoyed it.
I don't even like soccer, and I watched it.
Yeah. Tony, trivia time.
I like to watch the women do it. Okay.
Yeah, trivia time.
Okay. Now, the one thing before you give me the question, all right? Last year, 2014, it was November, December I won. January I didn't win. I won February, March, and April. And then in May, I felt sorry for you because you was crying about the cupboard being empty. And I gave you a break, and I passed 2 weeks in a row. Did you remember that?
Yeah.
I'll never do that again. I broke my momentum. I went against my own rule. Don't fix if it ain't broke.
Okay.
Don't take that player out if he's hitting and fielding. So I'll never do that again. Sorry, Bob. All right. Let's go with Grand Salami. Let's go 3.
All right, number 3. Mike will have your question for you.
All right, Tony, here we go.
All right, buddy.
Branch Rickey drafted what Pirates pitcher from the Philadelphia Phillies twice for 2 different teams?
Wait a minute. Branch Rickey did what?
Branch Rickey drafted what Pirate pitcher twice? Once when he was running another team and once when he was running the Pirates.
Oh, I see. So when he was with the Phillies and when he was with the Pirates, is that what you're telling me?
No,
From the Phillies. I'm going to guess when he was running the Dodgers, he drafted him from
And it was
from
a
the
Pirate
Phillies.
pitcher that he drafted twice.
And again, he drafted him when he was with the Pirates from the Phillies.
Phew.
Your clock has begun.
Yeah, okay. Man.
I can hear that.
How about, what the heck was his name? Let me see. Ripsol?
It is not Rip Sewell. Bob called me with this one, and we really made sure this was right. Because back in those days, there wasn't an actual draft like drafting guys out of college or high school. You're drafting from another organization to bring them onto your team, like a Rule 5 or whatever. The answer is Elroy Face.
Elroy Face?
It was Elroy Face, and the second time when he was with the Pirates, he drafted him as a Rule 5 player, which means that you have to stay on the team for the whole year, which is okay because they were the rinky dinks. They stunk anyway.
Right.
And it didn't matter if he wasn't ready to be in the majors. It turned out he was eventually ready to be in the majors, and it worked out all quite well for all parties concerned.
Well, that's one thing he did right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Tony, have a good evening.
Hey, guys, we'll see you next week, I hope.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, break time. Mike and I will return, and Mr. Tampa Bay, I believe, is our next caller.
Terry.
Or is it Terry? Okay, Terry is up next. So, folks, give us a moment or two, and we'll be right back.
Since 1914, the local area has relied on the Resevich family of funeral homes in deepest times of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley, now 100 years strong and still doing things right. Its reputation and unquestionable service now continues with a 4th generation. The Resevich family funeral homes, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road in Lower Borough.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380, Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380, Murraysville.
Trust Snyder Heating and Remodeling to ensure your home is properly climate controlled. Get free estimates on roofing, siding, doors, and windows, heating, and air conditioning. Since 1982, local residents have called on the Snyder family for reliable, trustworthy service. They treat your home like it's their own. Call on Snyder Heating and Remodeling to have them inspect your air conditioning system to make sure you're ready for the hot summer. Snyder Heating and Remodeling proudly supports our veterans and the men and women who proudly serve our country today.
Enjoy 16-ounce Bud Light drafts for only $2 1/4 or the 23-ounce Bud drafts for only $3 during all Pirates games at the Breakaway, Craigdale Road, across from the parking lot of the New Kensington Lower Borough Ice Rink. Let's jump over to Terry and welcome Terry to the program. Good to have you, sir. Your Cleveland Indians were in town.
They were. Did I miss it?
I heard you were there.
It sounds like you went to the same one I did.
That's right. Friday night we were there. I wasn't really that interested in going down. I was just going to watch them on TV. But then my daughter-in-law decided to have a surprise birthday party for our younger son. And so she invited a bunch of his friends. Some even came in from Cleveland.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we had a pretty good time. I tried to split fences a little bit. I wore my 1971 World Championship Pittsburgh Pirates mustard yellow cap and my 1948 Indians World Championship T-shirt.
There you go.
And, of course, the Indians complain about the current logo. You should see the one from 1948. It's just hideous.
It's a little meaner, too, yeah.
So that's how I made my appearance. But yeah, we got soaking wet, but we had a good time. We stayed until they put the tarp on the field, then we went home. But I really think we got lucky because the debris in the river canceled the boat events. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be able to get near the place. You know, there'd just been so many people down there.
Yeah,
They,
definitely.
Yeah. Terry, they had, let me get my thoughts in order here. I'm drawing a blank now where I was headed. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that I really thought the Indians had a good chance of taking 2 out of 3. Trevor Bauer is such a weirdo. A lot of teams just don't hit him. This new fellow they brought up, Anderson, he's now only pitched 3 games in the major leagues. He's 1-1, but his ERA is about 0.75 or something. He's just been outstanding. And then I thought, well, there's no way they're going to beat Cole. But, you know, they got off to a good start there. So they really had a chance probably to win all 3 games, and they also had a chance to lose all 3 games. And I guess taking 1 is good enough. You know, at least they didn't cost the Pirates too much out of that.
I was going to say the commentary on the from the Pirate broadcasters was that Cleveland now has a set of arms on that team, and all they got to do is get a batter too, and they should be contenders. Well,
they of course were the Sports Illustrated cover team this year, the best team in the American League. Well, that certainly hasn't panned out. They have a guy playing first base hitting 208 that's supposed to be hitting like 288 with 25 home runs by now. And I mean, he's nothing but muscles, and the only thing he's leading the league in both leagues is walks. And
he walks a lot.
He's hitting 208, but his on-base percentage, I think, is probably like 385 or something.
Yeah.
So, the walks are working, but that's about all works for him. He doesn't field real well, and he's certainly not hitting.
Not when you want him to drive in runs.
Yeah. They've solidified the left side of the infield with rookie third baseman and rookie shortstop that they just brought up about 2 weeks ago. And the interesting thing is they think, and they're not sure, but they think the third baseman, Urshela, I think his name is.
Urshela, yeah.
Has set a major league record. He has a 12 or 13 game hitting streak, and in each one of those games he has exactly one hit. And they don't think anybody's ever done that before, but they're not sure.
Yeah, they also look like a different team against left-handed pitching than they do against right-handed pitching.
Well, that's been going on for years, of course, with them.
Yeah, they really stung the ball against Morton. They got a lot of good swings, but then you put Locke in there, and it turns some switch hitters around and moves Moss way down in the lineup. And there was really a difference. And I thought it looked like they were on their way to winning yesterday, but Santana just kind of melted down in that 5th inning. It was kind of a surprise. The linchpin to the whole thing.
Salazar, not Santana.
What's that?
Salazar, not Santana.
Salazar, I'm sorry. Yeah, he kind of melted down. And the biggest deal was the challenge that Hurdle challenged on the play where Stewart was called out at first base. If that didn't get turned over, he may not have given up a run all day.
Hey, by the way, the starting left fielder for the Pirates tonight, do you know who it is?
It's Sean Rodriguez.
That's right. He's batting 8th and playing left field.
Right, which is where he should be. I mean, the reason that they wanted to make a move, especially with a guy like Ishikawa, was, there's question on whether they should have brought Decker up, but they don't want to have Rodriguez pigeonholed in to just being Pedro's caddy, because then they can't use him anywhere else. And that's been a problem for them because they have to take Pedro out at the end, and Rodriguez has to play first. Well, now Ishikawa could do that, or Rodriguez could do that. But now they're just it's going to be a mismatch here for 2 weeks at least, because I can't see how Marte's going to avoid the DL, and then where are you? They're going to, it's going to be difficult for them to piece that lineup together. The pressure's really going to be on the pitchers.
Now, what is Marte's issue? Is it a lat rip or whatever they call it?
Yeah, it's an oblique. I don't know how that would feel, because I don't think I have one of those. But these guys are so tightly wrapped and put together that just one. I mean, just on the 4th, watching the Nationals game before the Pirates came on, Strasburg, same thing. Threw one pitch, kind of gave it a little twist. Trainers and managers came out. They had to talk him out. They had to talk him into coming out, but they didn't let him throw another pitch. I thought the Pirates made a mistake of letting Marte swing one more time yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wonder what.
I agree.
I thought that wasn't very smart at all, and who knows how more he hurt it.
Yeah.
Just because of that, and he's had an issue with it before. So he says he feels about the same as he did the last time it happened to him, and he had to go on the disabled list then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just amazing the things that get injured today that did not get injured 40 years ago.
No.
And it could be because these guys are much more strength trained.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, I subscribed to Sporting News magazine, and when the subscription started, they sent you a chart of baseball exercises as designed by Lou Boudreau. And the whole thing was supposed to make everybody flexible,
right.
Not to give them strength. And I don't know if they do that kind of thing today, or if they spend all their time making them stronger to hit the ball farther, or what. It just seems a different approach to me, but I'm not in the locker room either.
It's funny. The Penguins had just gotten Phil Kessel from Toronto, and he is not a guy like Starling Marte that's put together very well, and even to the point of supposedly his pregame routine was a couple of hot dogs.
Yeah.
And someone had asked Jim Rutherford about that, and the funny part about it was he's obviously overweight, but he never misses a game. And someone asked Rutherford about it. He goes, maybe there's something to that. maybe the old theories and the old ways weren't the worst. And they're talking about they're going to get him together with Gary Roberts and get him in the best shape of his life. And I'm saying, no, don't do that. Just let him do what he was doing before. Let the hot dogs go. I don't care. But there's a point there. I think a lot of these guys they're wrapped so tight, literally, muscle-wise, that a lot of times that.
There is one manager, by the way, and I'm trying to think of who it is and what team, but it is National League, and in spring training, he got together with his players, and I think this just happened this spring training, going around and saying, can you dance? And if they can't, that's what he does. He sends them off to a dancing class.
No, it's not a bad idea.
Because it's one of those routines, if you remember, Newt Rockney had a party at his home, and he got his guests involved.
And he learned it
and
watching the Rockettes.
And he did.
He did.
He did. It's a fact. And he got this new shift. They were running a thing out of the single wing, and he got his dinner guests involved. But anyway, this manager, I can't think of his name or the team, but he is
probably Joe Madden.
You know what? It could be Houston. It may not be. It's not nationally, but it might be the Houston Astros.
Hey, and then
I'm going to check it out.
Lynn Swan with the ballet lessons.
It's another one.
Yeah.
So, Terry, what do you want to do with trivia?
Let's try the mystery profile. Let's see what's going on there.
Well, it is brought to you by Mattio's Pizza and Subs. And, of course, they have a convenient location at the traffic light at the top of the hill as the Toronto Heights begins up there, Brackenridge Heights, right next door to the district magistrate's office. Plenty of free parking right there. Mattio's Pizza and Subs, if you're looking for some good pizza, you want to enjoy a great sandwich, give them a try. Call 724-904-7312. Terry, here we go. First clue, if you get it here, is worth $100 in prizes. I am a former relief pitcher. I saved 3 games in a World Series, which included the 7th and deciding game?
Rolly fingers.
No, let's continue. Clue number 2. I am one of only 2 pitchers to appear in 90 or more games in a season 3 times in my career.
Mike Marshall.
No, we're going to go down to $50. I am the oldest pitcher to appear in 90 or more games in a season.
Methuselah.
Who'd he pitch for?
You're going to hate yourself.
What was that Hebrew barnstorming team called in the 30s?
The House of David.
House of David.
Babe Ruth wouldn't play for.
I have no idea who this is. Keep going.
All right, now you're down to 25. I wish you the best. I hold the National League career record of most innings pitched in relief.
Oh, jeez. There's a guy from St. Louis. I can't. Not Robosky.
No.
There was another one, but I can't think of who it is anyway.
No. All right, here's your Tinker toy. We'll send you out something.
No, you won't. I'm not going to get this.
No. You see it? My nickname is Teak.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Kenton Tocalvi.
Yes, indeed. Kent Tocalvi. Terry, we'll get you out a dozen of donuts. How's that?
All right. Well, that's a bunch of zeros with icing on them. That's appropriate.
You got it right on the money. Hey, Terry, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, have a good evening. All right, break time. I was just looking at the Cleveland Indians logos from 1948.
Oh, yeah, he's this one right here. Yeah.
And he's right. They were ugly. Okay. We'll take a break, folks. We're coming back. Mr. Tampa Bay is on the line waiting patiently. We'll be right back.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. Come to Perry the Pizza Man to enjoy some great pizza. It all starts with people who know the art of making great pizza, including vegetarian. And there's more than great pizza on the menu. Order up one of their great hoagies, strombolis, calzones, and wedgies. It's all mouth-watering good. Sandwiches, pasta, fresh salads, and a list of side dishes just waiting to become your favorites. Perry the Pizza Man, Wildlife Lodge Road, Lower Borough. Go to their website for money-saving coupons.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Enjoy 16-ounce Bud Light drafts for only $2.25 or the 23-ounce drafts for only $3 during all the Pirates games at the Breakaway, Craigdale Road, across the parking lot of the New Kensington Lower Borough Ice Rink. We have Mr. Tampa Bay on the line. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We're 40 minutes into the show, by the way.
Yes, we are.
How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hearing you well, by the way, tonight.
Well, I'm here in Trenton or Buckner's tonight.
Okay.
So Harrison got a thumb injury. Marte, is he going to be sitting out for a few weeks also? Or?
Well, we know he's sitting out tonight, and it doesn't sound too optimistic. They haven't made any other moves yet, but with only a week to go before they have 4 days off, I would be very surprised if we see him this week at all.
All right, here's a question for you. Is Josh Bell ready to come up yet from the minors, AAA?
He's still in Double-A. He hasn't even gotten to Indianapolis yet.
Okay.
I think you're at least a year away from him.
Okay.
I mean, this time next year, and that might even be pushing it.
Yeah, it'd be nice though. I think they should have sent Polanco down. I honestly think they had the opportunity to do it. Send him down, get his head back together.
And let Tabata stay?
I'd bring Tabata because he could hit the ball. He could at least drive a run in with the bases, guys on second and third with 2 outs. And he could at least get a hit on a ball instead of swinging a third pitch and missing it.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything like that now, though. They're kind of strapped for people.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have nothing to gripe about. The Pirates are playing some good ball.
But I'll tell you, I agree with you. I mean, I think that, I think something needed to be done with Polanco. And frankly, maybe you can still do it. I don't know that their current situation would enter into it or not, but they have him leading off, which is, barely a 300 on base percentage, which is not exactly, he's hitting less than 200 since May. It's terrible. I mean, you can say all you want about prospect or whatever, but this is, it's the major leagues. You need
Hurdle's really giving him a chance to play. It shows.
Well,
Hurdle's sticking with him.
Yeah.
Hurdle has gone overboard as far as.
Yeah. So I really, like I said, I don't have that much to gripe because, I do have much to gripe. I'm kind of upset because none of the starters, like Sorelli for the All-Star game, should have got the nods instead of Bochy from San Francisco.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens here when they announce the reserves, which will become.
Yeah, the reserves. I'd like to see Burnett get on it for being his last year. Never been at the All-Star game.
I'm rooting for that too. That'd be kind of cool.
And then Cole should be there because he's leading the National League with 12 wins. And who else is there?
Cervelli.
I said Cervelli.
If they make if they take 3 catches, and I think McCutchen will end up starting.
McCutchen's going to start because of injuries.
Right.
Who was that? I saw on the news on SportsCenter. I missed the tail end of it. What player from St. Louis got hurt?
Another one?
For running the bases.
Another one?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Check it out.
I don't know, but they've had so many guys out. I think Holiday's about to come back. But I don't know who they may have lost recently. But they've been
St. Louis.
They've been. I just had an alert. Let's see. No.
St. Louis
it's
Cardinals
Josh Harrison injury. ESPN's right on top of that for us.
Update.
3 hours late. But no, I'm not sure who the last Cardinals guy was. But they.
Okay, yeah, it was yesterday. I saw last night they said he was running the bases Saturday. He's going to go on a DL for a few weeks.
Man, they've been hit hard too. This is the first time the Pirates have had to deal with anything like this year with Harrison for sure and Marte. I mean, we don't know how long he's going to be out, but the Cardinals have had one guy after another go on the disabled list from their opening day starting pitcher to Matt Holliday, who was having the best year of anybody in the who was probably on his way to being the MVP of the National League. He went out. Heck, they had their number 1 prospect die in a car crash. I mean, this is how they get hit with injuries, and they're still in first place by 6 games.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go for Grand Salami.
All right, Michael's going to handle that.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 4, and 5.
I'm going to stay with 5 for my birthday month.
All right.
Is it baseball?
It's not. It's football.
Oh.
What quarterback fumbled the most times in one game? What quarterback holds the record for fumbling the most times in one game? And it's a name you've heard of. It's no flash in the pan.
Okay. I know this. I'm going to have to go to Benny Kosar.
It's not. It is former Chiefs Hall of Famer Lenny Dawson. 1965, he had 7 fumbles.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, let's stay on the line here while I read the Cardinals' latest injury update. The last guy that got hurt was July 1, John Jay, center fielder.
That might have been that might be what you're talking about.
That's what I was talking about. They just put him on the disabled list.
Bone bruise.
That's Saturday.
Left wrist.
They haven't thrown anybody on the DL since. So.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for the call.
We will talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
All right. Do we have another caller? And Rich is on the line with us, all the way from Cheswick.
Good evening, fellas.
Hey,
I just
Rich.
got in.
Rich, did you finally get your restaurant coupon?
Yes, thank you.
I know you will enjoy it because you've been there before. Krause's Restaurant in Lower Burl, and they do serve up some great grub, Mike, I got to tell you.
I can see it from my house. If the wind, if we have a northerly breeze, I can smell it from my house. And that is true.
It's tempting.
They close at early hours, though, don't they?
Yeah, they're a breakfast lunch early, so that's an early deal. Yeah,
Okay.
good old fashioned diner.
Who can brag about the first two leading hitters on a team are their catchers? Pittsburgh.
How about that?
Stewart's hitting 298, and Cervelli 301.
That's pretty amazing. and considering the beating you take back there, and now it's turned out that Stewart basically just catches on the day that Cole pitches, and Cervelli catches all the other games if he's able. We've been very lucky, by the way, that we've gotten through an entire half of the season without anything happening to Cervelli. And he's had a lot of problems, and the question was if he could stay healthy, could he be a suitable everyday catcher in the major leagues? And so far he's answering that question.
And like a lot of Pirate fans, when Martin left to go to Toronto, I was one of them and said, "Oh no, we're losing one heck of a bat," and here we have two guys that are leading the team.
Could it be that both Martin and Cervelli end up in the All-Star game? I think it could happen.
Wouldn't that be something?
I think it could happen.
I see they put Strasburg now on the DL list.
He had the oblique thing too, Rich. I happened to be watching it on Saturday on the 4th. They played at 11 o'clock because they had to get out of the way there in D.C. But he threw a pitch, twisted a little bit, walked around to the back of the mound. They poured out of the dugout like they just won the World Series because they had a big investment in him. Tony Kornheiser calls him the Orchid because he says that conditions have to be absolutely perfect for him to be in full bloom. They're running short with their patience on him down there.
Hey, the paper had a stat of the day, which is the Padres are 43-12 over the years that they played at. Is that at PNC Park or is that total?
PNC Park. The Pirates have not won a series against the Padres in Pittsburgh since 2000, and that was at Three River Stadium. The Padres are 43-12 at PNC Park.
Wow. Now, when was that park put in there? Is it more than 10 years ago?
2001. This is the 15th anniversary.
In fact, I think Willie Stargell died that year, did he not?
The day before they opened it.
Yeah.
Or the morning that they opened it. It's been 15 years, hard to believe.
It is. We were talking about it today, and my one buddy said he thought it was only about 10.
Well, there's only been 3 years of decent baseball, so it's easy to mix it up.
Right.
Good shot.
I see the Brewers are on a winning streak. They won, 7 in a row now?
And it's funny.
But they're still in last place.
When you look at the standings, I mean, they are, if it hadn't been for that 7-game winning streak.
What did you say? They're still 18 and a half out or something?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we need to do, Rich? That Aramis Ramirez was the player of the week. I think the Pirates need to look into him.
Yeah, they were talking about that last night.
I think he's already said this is it for him. This is going to be his last year. You could have both he and AJ going out on their swan song. Ramirez was a good player here. It was a shame that they had to get rid of him when they did. And he's a guy on my list of guys that they sent back to the minors and it worked out okay. Mm-hmm. That he came up with all kind of ballyhoo. He didn't get off to, I think he was only 19 when they brought him up. He didn't get off to a very good start in his career. They had to send him back down to the minors, and then everything worked out okay for him. Same thing with Jay Bell. They had to send Jay Bell back and Jeff King. And those are just three guys I can think of. So it's not it's not a death sentence if you send the guy back to the minors, and it's not saying we don't think that eventually you won't become something. It's worked out for guys that have gone back, that have gone back to the minors and come back up and worked out okay. It's something they're going to need to consider with Polanco because they're going to run the risk of him. They're going to run the risk of him losing so much confidence that they may not be able to get it back.
Hey, you know what? That's a shame. Locke's game that he pitched the other day. That I thought he was going to leave him in there for 9 innings.
Yeah, and they pinch hit it for him in a 1-0 game. Boy, that's a tough decision to make.
It was. We were talking about it. The three of us that were antisocial watching the game.
And the guy strikes out. Kong.
We were sending him around the room. It's like I had an itchy trigger finger. I would have taken him out in the 8th and let Watson pitch.
You know what? There are there was one manager, and I think he came from the Dominican Republic, who took out not one, but two pitchers in the ninth inning when they had a no-hitter going.
That would be a killer, huh?
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
That would take guts.
He did it twice in the ninth inning.
That would take guts.
Twice.
Now they do it on pitch count. Back in the olden days, you just go until you give up the hit.
They were talking about during the game, and I did the story on my radio program. I think it was last week, when Marichal and Warren Spahn were locked up in a 16-inning duel, and both pitchers, Rich, went the entire game. And I'm trying to think of who was managing the Giants.
Was it Alvin Dark?
Alvin Dark. In the 60s, yeah.
Alvin Dark went out, starting, I think, maybe in the 8th inning, maybe the 9th, and kept saying to him, he's 25, Warren Spahn's 42, 17 years older. And he would go out to Marichal and say, I've got some arms in the bullpen. Huh? What do you think? If Warren Spahn's coming out at his age, there's no way I'm backing out of this.
Exactly.
And it took a home run by Willie Mays, by the way, to win it 1-0.
You just mentioned 3 Hall of Famers right there in that story.
Yeah.
It must have been a heck of a game.
Okay, fellas, I'm going to be ready for multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay, multiple it is.
Is it mine or yours?
It's you.
All right, Rich, here we go. You have question number 7 as we look on, those watching. Who was the first major leaguer to hit home runs in 3 consecutive pinch hit at bats? All right? And here are your choices. Lee Lacy, Lenny Harris, Ron Northey, and Gates Brown, one of those 4.
What about Lee Lacy?
Correct, 1978 Dodgers. Rich, we'll have another prize coming up to you. You're cleaning up.
He came to the Pirates right after that. I think he was their biggest free agent signing ever that winter. They signed him off of that, and he was a member of the World Championship.
Yeah. Anyway, Rich, congratulations on that.
Okay, guys.
All right.
You. Thanks, Rich.
Appreciate your call. Break time. Do we have another call, gentlemen? Yes. Oh, we do? Okay. All right. We'll take a break. Mike and I will come back with some commentary right after this.
Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Faldarelli Square.
For over 38 years and 3 generations, Arnold Furniture has been the area's favorite furniture store. We have over 4 floors of living rooms, dining rooms, recliners, bedding, carpeting, and so much more. You'll always find friendly personal service from one of the family. And our prices consistently beat the competition, plus free local delivery and free setup guaranteed. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day. For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner. Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Enjoy 16-ounce Bud Light drafts for only $2.25 or the 23-ounce Bud Light draft for $3 during all the Pirates games at the Breakaway, Craigdale Road, across the parking lot of the New Kensington Lower Borough Ice Rink. Check them out. Okay, folks, we are going to talk a minute or so about
Phil Kessel.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Penguins acquisition.
So what do you think? What did you
I
think
heard
of it?
an interview with Colby Armstrong.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was on The Fan.
Oh, I missed that. I'm so disappointed.
And Colby,
One of my favorites.
he enjoyed.
I love Colby Armstrong.
He enjoyed the time he spent on the radio
Good for
with him.
him.
But he did say this is a plus for the Penguins.
Okay, well, that's good.
A quick shooter.
Well, he's
And
on.
we need somebody, Mike.
He can score.
On the.
I think he's going to. He's going to help the power play too. Even though he doesn't.
That's what I was going to say.
He hasn't had a ton of power play goals, but he's going to. Here's the thing about him. He's so fast that he's going to open up so much space for. I think they'll probably be playing with Sid. Actually, he and Sid went to high school together at Shattuck St. Mary's. They actually played together all the way back then.
I didn't know that.
So there's there's some history there, and however they decide to configure it, the only thing that I thought Rutherford did a terrific job of defraying a lot of the cost of this, of making it that his cap hit is only going to be 6.8 when he's an $8 million player. Mm-hmm. Also trading Spalling in the trade to open up some more space. But the thing is that there's not a whole lot of salary cap room for them to do anything else, and you're basically banking on health of guys like Dupuis.
Right.
Coming back,
and your
Kunitz having a bounce back year, Letang being better, and the young defensemen. And now they've missed the chance to buy out the guys making all the money. Scuderi looks like he's still going to be here unless they make a trade. The original thought was that they were going to have to trade either Pouliot or Mata. They didn't have to do that. He was dangling Brandon Sutter. Mm-hmm. I don't know that that's necessarily the greatest thing to trade him. You want to keep him, that's nice. Somebody's got to kill penalties. Somebody has to take face-offs. They said they're looking for a fourth-line center. We'll see what they can get affordable. But, they needed to get back to the point where they were feared when it came to the offense because that had gone away. And I'm hoping that this is going to do it because, Kessel is going to irritate you. There's no doubt about that. He's going to disappear. He's going to irritate you. But
the question was, in the beginning, Mike, wasn't it about his temperament in the locker room?
I don't even know that that's it. He was put in an awkward position up there. He's not very... It's not that he's not friendly. He's just not a guy that likes to be with the media, a lot like Pedro, something like that. Right. And he was basically made the face of that franchise up there. And that's a big deal. That's like being the face of the Yankees. I mean, he may have the same reaction coming here as AJ did leaving New York, that just being able to play and being appreciated for your talents, it may work out for him. I hope so. I've never been a big fan, but I'm a big fan of his talent.
And he'll be the marquee of the media for a while.
And he'll be what we're looking at when they first start back up in October. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be health with them. If they can keep everyone healthy, I would have liked to have seen what they could have done against the Rangers with their entire lineup. They just didn't have it.
Folks, we got to go. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. We enjoyed being with you. Hope you enjoyed the pleasure as well. So we'll see you next time at this same time, same channel. I'm Bob Tattern.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
And good night. Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.